What is up, Crockxen clan members, fairy tale fans, and others who have some fun in this video? I am SoresanCrockxen, and I am here with episode 6 review of Fairy Tail Zero. Now, this episode, it's the precursor to one of the episodes I'm very looking forward to. It's the one that's coming up next week. I mean, every episode is going to be great. I'm not going to take that away. But this episode leads off into one of the things I am looking forward to, one of the things I'm excited about. Coming in next episode, which I called it. I told you guys, around episode 7 or 8 is when Setup shows up. I already spoiled that. I told you guys, the manga, the way it worked, that's around the time he was going to show up. Okay? And he's going to show up next episode. So, just throwing it out there. Now, this episode basically shows our encounter with Blue Skull. There's also a nice sweet moment where we meet a mom and her daughter, and then how, they basically give them the story of Blue Skull invading Magnologia. And Blue Skulls, obviously, they're all a bunch of ruthless, they're just people you don't want to be around. They don't care about anybody but themselves, and they're very cocky, and they think they're better than everybody else. They're a dark guild, essentially. I mean, they already said that, but they just don't care. And so they invaded this town and just went in, killing people who defied them, raising their taxes, basically making these people's lives a living hell. And that's messed up. It's messed up, and obviously we're supposed to hate him. We also got to meet the master. We still haven't really heard his name. They're gonna tell us later on. Don't worry about it. This is when we find out how Purahito lost an eye. He got shot in the freaking eyeball. We also got to see, Ward being a badass. Obviously, I mean, all three of them were pretty cool. I love the whole fighting thing. My favorite part, I've been telling you guys basically my favorite part about the manga per chapter. In this one, I mean, technically speaking, it wasn't a good thing, but it's what I perfectly enjoyed because it kind of showcased a thing that I feel like Fairy Tail itself doesn't do too much, which is show gaps, between who a master is and the other person, right? Because because the master is not a main character. The masters are usually just overshadowed by their own guild members. So even though we all are supposed to know that Makarov is he's a 10 one of the 10 wizard saints and stuff like that. At the end of the day, it's Natsu sometimes does better than him. Laxus does better than him. Some of these characters do potentially better than him. Freaking, if you look at what is it? Not Blue Pegasus. The one that has Leon and Judah. Judah is stronger than his master. I don't even know her name. But so they have a tendency, and then you have people like Natsu technically potentially beating the master of Sabretooth, and technically speaking, Sting and Rouge beat the master. Sting kind of blew him away the first time, but then, you get what I mean. Masters aren't necessarily shown off to be all these overpowered, or not necessarily overpowered, but these strong individuals. Whereas in this case it does, because you saw how Mavis, Mavis's power is illusions, and she created a huge army. That looked very threatening, looked very real, and the members of the guild were like, "Nah, son, we ain't doing what we're gonna do." And then the master comes in, he's like, "Attack them! Those things aren't even real, right? Even though they looked pretty damn real, it wasn't an actual summoning." So I wish that's a thing that I wish they would show off more in the actual main series, show off, if you're a master, you're supposed to be stronger than your own damn guild members. We don't have that. So I'm glad that's one thing that I enjoyed about this chapter in particular, is the fact that it showcased the fact that our master is supposed to be more knowledgeable and more powerful and be able to distinguish between different types of magic, unlike the rest of their members. It's just the way I feel. I mean, obviously it ended up being bad for our characters, our good guys, but it was still a cool thing, but yeah, so they ended up failing. Purahito lost an eyeball. Freaking Judy got blasted. Also, I just want to say, like I said, I do read the manga, and I gotta say the shot, the scene where the old man gets shot. Oh my god, it's definitely more impactful in anime form. That's one thing that I always say. I prefer anime over the manga sometimes because you're able, like, the sequences are kind of flow better, and it hits you harder. It's like a bigger impact because you're actually seeing it like move. Whereas in manga form, you're seeing the little, each section. You're like, okay, so this happened, this happened. The shock value is there. It's not. I'm not taking that away. But it's like it just feels more realistic when you're watching it in anime form. So like, even though like I read in the manga and then I saw it here, and literally when I saw the sequence, I was like, this man got fucking blown away, right? And obviously I was like, damn, like, in the manga, like, oh shit, this guy's dead. But over here, when I see since you see the shot and you're constantly seeing it and then it hits him and it goes through him and the old man falls on the ground, you're like, shit, this man got blown the fuck back, So it's like, it's really cool. And then, Ward being a boss, though, like they all got some, they all took out some of the members, but like after like they basically got destroyed, essentially, Ward just picks up Yuri and Purahit like it's nobody's business, just literally shoulder tackles an entire group of mages and just like says, fuck all you guys, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And then Mavis and Senna obviously leave. And that's the setup. This is literally the setup because obviously you should know none of them have magic, as we've been able to tell, and in the opening kind of spoils that the fact that they have magic. Obviously it's not that I'm mad that they spoil the fact that they get magic, because that's kind of obvious considering the way the show works and who these characters are. You'd be like, okay, they're supposed to get magic at some point if these people created fairy tale. So I mean, I'm not too mad about that spoiler because it's kind of like it's an obvious like logical thing, so it's not even bad. But this is where it starts. This is essentially where it starts. We're gonna get people learning motherfucking magic. So we're gonna have Yuri learning magic. We're gonna have Ward learning magic. We're gonna have Purahito learning magic. We're gonna have Mavis learning magic. We're gonna have Sarah learning magic. Everybody's gonna learn some motherfucking magic. I can't wait. I really can't. I'm seriously looking forward to next week's episode. But yeah, that's going to be it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have been SoresanCrockxen, and I'll see you guys in future videos.